It's been a long time since we've done a show, so we just have to do a little bit of a recap on Brett and Brianna's wedding. They're obviously taping our show, but we're going to talk about how much fun we had. You know?
Yeah.
So
at the wedding.
At the wedding,
reception.
yeah.
Wedding and reception.
So October 29th, Brett and Brianna got married after we did our 4 episodes of something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue.
Yeah.
And they got married at Brianna's grandfather's cute little church that he built out on the other side of Vesper.
Yeah, south of Vesper.
Yeah, so there were
Cute little village
20s.
area of all kinds of little miniature, the miniature chapel and a log cabin and a schoolhouse and what else was there? There was a tavern, a gas station, and a barn.
Yeah.
A little shed, a little barn.
So it was
And
really
it's
cute.
kinda cool. And a
we
Model
had a really
T,
good
and a Model T Ford.
Model T
that
Ford.
was one of my favorite things to look at.
that Brianna got delivered to the
the
little
church
on time.
on time.
By her grandpa.
Yep.
So that was really cute, and then we had a nice reception afterwards. And then the big party then was a week later on November 5th.
Right.
And we catered both events actually.
Yeah.
But the big party was fun with, there must have been over 150 people
Oh, I think
there,
so.
I think.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
So that was really fun, and they went off and had a nice honeymoon in Jamaica. So we're going to look forward to hearing about that.
Great.
So now on to another show, and
to our
I can't
next show.
believe in 2 days it's Thanksgiving.
Right.
So
And what we're going to do is we're going to show people what you can do with your leftover turkey. This is new for us. We have never done this before. We have never even heard of this. But we had friends from Louisville, Kentucky visited us.
and it's pronounced Louisville.
Oh, Louisville. I'm sorry, Louisville. If you really want to get a Louisvillian, is that what they call them?
I think so.
Get them upset, just call it Louisville. Oh boy, they'll lose it. No, it's Louisville. But anyway, so our good friends Kevin and Cece came to visit us, and we haven't seen them for 35 years. So we've all had lots of catching up to do, obviously, and we only
Yeah.
had about 24 hours to do it.
Yeah, so the last time we actually saw them, our oldest Melissa was, I think, 18 months old.
Yeah.
And we went down, took a little road trip down to Kentucky, and we had pictures at our old Kentucky home, standing out front. And we were all a little bit younger. You had a little bit more hair.
I did. I even had
mustache.
some on my lip. Yep, my
We
upper
were
lip had hair
both
on it.
a little bit thinner, and life was a lot different,
It
back
was.
then. One
It was.
child, and
Right.
lots of things have happened
Life
since
was simple.
then.
Yeah.
So it was really a big surprise when Kevin and Cece called and said, they were going to be coming to Wisconsin to visit.
And they'd love to stop and see us, so they did. And
Yeah, so as we were visiting, we were talking about our cooking show, and they wanted to know how we come up with ideas. And we said, well, sometimes it's at 4 a.m. when I can't sleep. And we asked them if they had an idea,
Right.
from something from Kentucky.
yeah.
So
And-
then
and-
they
and
came
Kevin,
up with the idea of making
hot browns.
hot browns.
Kevin said.
So now you're going to talk about what
Yeah.
a hot brown is.
I'll talk about hot brown and the history behind the Louisville hot brown, and it is a Louisville original. And it comes from the Brown Hotel. The Browns evidently were a very wealthy family, and there was they built a hotel, 1923, and this is currently on the National Register for Historic Landmarks. Hotel was built in 1923, and it is awarded a 3-star 4-diamond hotel, which is a very, very rare accolade. So they've got that award, and to this day they still have I think it's got 235 rooms, and it's an elegant hotel from what I've read online. But the story of the hot brown is, in the 1920s, they had a ballroom there where they had 1,200. They could hold up to 1,200 people, and they would dance the night away. Then after midnight, it was so the people were tired of dancing. They were dancing and drinking all night, and they needed something to re-energize them and soak up some of the bourbon, Kentucky bourbon, that they were consuming through the evening dancing. So the chef came up with a new concoction. He just threw some stuff together that he had it in his kitchen. And it ended up being leftover turkey, tomatoes, and a roux, a toast. And they use Texas toast. We have a little different bread. We have more of an artisan bread here. And then I made a roux. I made this all ahead of time here, and it's a roux of butter and flour. And then I put in Parmesan cheese and a little bit of spices in there as well.
And lots of cream.
And lots of cream. Yeah, 3 cups of cream. whipping cream. So it is a creamy, cheesy sauce that gets poured over top of this. So we made this all ahead before the show began, and we're going to assemble this.
Right.
But,
and we'll have the recipe, you know, of
yeah.
course, online, you know,
Right.
to make your sauce.
Yeah. And
So it's
since-
really just a, you know, a sauce that you can make even just to pour over eggs. It's
Right.
not like something like a béarnaise, I guess.
It's similar
I
to that,
but-
yes. And
So I'm gonna get
and
the bacon
You can get the
out.
bacon, and now since we're 2 days before Thanksgiving, we don't have the leftover turkey. So this is something you can make, and you can make this all year round, but the purpose of this was to use leftover turkey. And so typically you would take 1 to 1.5 inches thick of turkey breast slices. We haven't cooked our turkey yet, so I had to do a little bit of substitution, if you want to call it that. So I had to go to the deli at the grocery store
that for now.
and get just plain old smoked turkey breast, sliced
Right.
turkey breast from the deli. So we're just going to assemble this, and the first thing you do is we're going to take.
Since it's Thanksgiving time, I often get out my holiday
Oh, yeah.
Christmas plates, so we decided we'd get out our Christmas plates.
Right.
So, and what would actually be kind of fun with this is if you had a lot of people over, you could just do an assembly line just like this.
You can do
and
that.
they could make their own,
Right.
you know, things. So I'm just going to take my plate.
Okay.
You can take a plate. Actually, I guess
All
you and
right.
I can both take
We can do this
2
together.
plates because our videographers are going to have dinner with us tonight.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to make up
Okay, I'm going to put
2 of
this
these.
sauce
So
over
what I
there.
will do is I'm going to put the bread, and then
Right.
you can assemble
And what they
the turkey.
Right, and what they do in Louisville, is they
Put this on.
use Texas toast, and they toast it first. What they do is they cut the edges off of Texas toast. It's a square piece of bread for those that don't know what Texas toast is. It's a square piece. They cut the crusts off the edges, and they cut them diagonally, and they flip them inside out. But we're going to use this artisan bread instead. And we want to use all of this, shall we?
Sure, we can just cut these in half.
Let's just break
then.
these up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Have a
There's a-
nice thick sandwich.
because like they said, like I was saying before, they use 1 to 1.5 inches of sliced turkey breast. And the
And
other
now,
thing
the
on the tomatoes, I was going to explain on the tomatoes, there's different recipes you can find online. Most of the recipes had sliced tomatoes laying over on top. The true brown hotel recipe is to take a Roma tomato, cut them in half, lay them on the side, and then you put the sauce over top of the whole plate. And I notice in some of the pictures I've seen too, they have actually almost like a soup dish, a little miniature
Right.
casserole. We're going to use a regular plate here, dinner plate, but you can use a soup.
Well, and I think Kevin and Cece
Casserole,
were talking
soup
about
dish.
that sometimes they would just put all of that in the casserole.
Right.
And then just cut it.
Oh yeah, you can do it in 9 by
Right.
13 if you had a lot of family members here or friends over. That's how you do it.
So then with our
Okay.
sauce now, we're just going to smother this sandwich
Right.
with our sauce.
And that's exactly what it says too on the recipe from the Brown Hotel is you smother.
And then if you don't have enough cheese in your sauce here, we're just going to throw a little bit more. And the one recipe you read actually said that they used Romano cheese.
Romano, yep.
Did you need any more on that, or are we good?
I think I'll put a little
Okay.
more on this one. Let's get those tomatoes covered.
Okay. And then Gary, you can turn on the broiler.
the
And then what we're
broiler
going to
going.
do then is you just broil your sandwich. So we're going to do 2 sandwiches at one time. I think what's kind of interesting, for us is because we've moved, several times with Gary's job, changes with companies and things. So it's been interesting with the people that we've met along the way. And, had we not, we'd actually met Kevin McGuire in Elderbrook, Minnesota, when Gary was first working for a meatpacking company. So had we not had that connection, we wouldn't be learning how to make hot browns today. These plates are very hot.
Yeah, okay.
So we have them bubbly and brown.
Yep.
So we are going to now have our bacon that we already have cooked.
Right.
And then the recipe then just says to crisscross a couple
strips
pieces
of bacon.
like that.
Just like that.
And then you're just going to put a little bit of a parsley.
Just for a little show.
For a little show
just
there.
A little. And you can put a little on the
And then a little bit of paprika.
A little paprika.
Okay. So you want to
Yep.
just have your cheese sauce until it's like bubbly and starting to brown. So again, just kind of recap the sauce. So you make a roux out of, if you just did the roux for 2 people, it'd be 1.5 tablespoons of butter, 1.5 tablespoons of flour. What else did I say? 1.5 cups of cream, and then a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and then add some more. And I can't wait to try these. So we have our hot browns out here and your homemade cream of mushroom soup that you've never made before. So we're going to have that tonight. And Brianna and Brett brought us a bottle of wine to share. So we are going to have a pre-Thanksgiving dinner.
Great.
Okay?
That'd be good.
So
with leftover turkey.
With leftover
Supposedly
turkey.
leftover turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from Catering by Ruth and A Slice of Heaven and Gary.
Cooking with
Cooking with Ruth.
And Cooking with Ruth. All of
We have
those-
so many
all of those-
titles
All
here.
those nameplates.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Cooking with Ruth and Gary.
Thank you.
So until next time, happy cooking and welcome back, Brett and Brianna. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, I think we're good.
What's that?
All right.
It's been a
We're good.
while. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get your little cute little curls there.
Well, okay.
You're as
Okay,
cute as
cool.
always. Yeah.